You get a raise, your income goes up, but somehow your bank account still feels the same. And over time, it quietly traps you in a cycle that looks like progress, but behaves like stagnation. Meet Jason and Malik, both 28 years old, living in the same city, earning similar starting salaries of around $55,000 a year. With comparable rent, similar social circles, and no significant financial advantages. Jason believes earning more will solve everything, while Malik quietly believes managing what you keep matters more than what you make, even though their incomes look identical on paper at the beginning. Jason celebrates his first raise by upgrading his apartment and financing a newer car, while Malik keeps his lifestyle the same, choosing to save the extra income instead of immediately spending it. Over time, Jason develops habits of rewarding himself whenever income increases, while Malik builds a routine of automatically saving and investing a portion before adjusting anything in his lifestyle. Within months, Jason's lifestyle begins to look more impressive. Better clothes, nicer dinners, more frequent spending, while Malik appears unchanged, living simply, without obvious signs of financial growth. Jason tells himself he deserves it after working hard, while Malik reminds himself that comfort today can quietly reduce freedom tomorrow, even if that trade-off doesn't feel obvious in the moment. After 1 year, Jason earns $65,000, but saves very little, while Malik still earns less overall, but has quietly built a small investment account that continues growing in the background. 3 years later, Jason is making nearly $80,000, but carries car payments, higher rent, and credit card balances, while Malik earns less, but has minimal expenses and a steadily growing portfolio. At first, the difference doesn't seem dramatic, but Malik's early investments begin compounding, while Jason's higher income is absorbed by increasing lifestyle costs that reset his financial baseline. 5 years pass, and the gap widens. Malik has built meaningful savings and investment momentum, while Jason feels pressure to maintain his lifestyle despite earning significantly more money. Jason experiences financial stress during unexpected expenses, while Malik has flexibility and stability, even though he technically earns less, because his system protects him from financial shocks. 10 to 15 years later, Malik has built real wealth through consistent habits, while Jason, despite a higher lifetime income, finds himself dependent on continued earning just to sustain his lifestyle. This isn't about income. It's about how income is used, and more importantly, how small decisions repeated over time quietly shape completely different financial outcomes. Welcome to Lion Invests. This channel is about understanding how markets really work and how to make better decisions over the long term. Because successful investing isn't built on predictions or shortcuts. It's built on structure, patience, and managing risk effectively. In this video, we're going to explore why earning more doesn't always fix your finances and break it down into something practical. Here's what most people don't realize. Earning more money changes your behavior faster than it changes your financial position. And that shift often introduces new problems instead of solving old ones. The surface belief is simple. Higher income should automatically lead to financial progress, because more money coming in should mean more money left over at the end of the month. The hidden reality is that as income increases, spending often increases alongside it. A pattern known as lifestyle inflation, where your expenses quietly rise to match your earnings. This creates a system where each raise resets your baseline, meaning you feel just as financially constrained at $80,000 as you did at $50,000, despite earning significantly more. At first, this doesn't seem significant. A slightly nicer apartment, a better car, more dining out. But these small upgrades compound into fixed monthly obligations that are difficult to reverse. Imagine an extra $500 per month from a raise. Instead of investing it, it goes toward higher rent and car payments, removing flexibility and locking that money into recurring expenses. Over 1 year, that's $6,000 redirected away from wealth building. Over 5 years, $30,000. And over 10 years, when invested at 7%, it could have grown to over $80,000. This is where the difference becomes clear. The issue isn't earning more, it's that the additional income gets consumed before it has a chance to create long-term value. Behaviorally, this is driven by present bias, the tendency to prioritize immediate comfort over future security, even when the long-term cost is significantly higher. Each upgrade provides a short-term dopamine reward, reinforcing the habit, making it more likely that future income increases will follow the same spending pattern automatically. Over time, this creates a loop: earn more, spend more, feel temporarily satisfied, then require even more income to maintain that new level of comfort. In the short term, this feels like progress. Your lifestyle improves, your environment upgrades, and externally, it appears as though your financial situation is advancing. But over 5 to 10 years, the lack of asset accumulation becomes visible. Because income alone doesn't create wealth, ownership of assets does. Over 10 to 20 years, this gap becomes dramatic. Those who invested early benefit from compounding, while those who spent their increases remain dependent on continuous income. This leads to a critical perspective shift. Financial progress isn't determined by how much you earn, but by how much of that income is converted into assets that grow over time. Here's where the system becomes even more subtle. Higher income doesn't just increase spending, it often changes your definition of what is normal, quietly raising your financial baseline without conscious awareness. The surface belief is that better things improve your life permanently. But the hidden reality is that humans quickly adapt. And what once felt like a luxury soon feels like a necessity. This is called lifestyle anchoring, where your expectations rise with your income, making it psychologically difficult to downgrade, even when doing so would improve your financial position. For example, moving from a $1,000 apartment to $1,800 feels manageable with a raise. But over time, that higher cost becomes locked in, reducing your ability to redirect money toward investments. At first, it feels like a one-time upgrade, but in reality, it's a long-term commitment that compounds just like an investment, except in the opposite direction. Over 1 year, that extra $800 per month becomes $9,600 in additional expenses. Over 5 years, nearly $50,000, money that could have been compounding instead. Over 10 to 20 years, the opportunity cost becomes massive, especially when you consider market growth averaging around 7% annually over long periods. This is where income alone fails, because without controlling expenses, higher earnings simply expand your cost structure rather than your wealth. Another hidden layer is social comparison. As income rises, people often compare themselves to a new peer group with higher spending norms. This creates pressure to match lifestyles, nicer vacations, better cars, more expensive habits, even if those choices quietly delay long-term financial independence. At first, these decisions feel harmless. Occasional upgrades to fit in socially, but repeated over years, they become structural financial commitments. Behaviorally, this ties into identity. People begin associating their self-worth with visible lifestyle rather than invisible financial stability. This creates a dangerous trade-off, prioritizing how wealth looks instead of how wealth functions, which often leads to high income but low net worth. Over time, this pattern becomes automatic. Spending decisions require less thought, while saving and investing require more discipline, reversing what should be the default. Here's a simple shift most people miss. Wealth is built by what you don't upgrade, not just by what you earn. If instead of upgrading every raise, you invested even half of each increase, the trajectory changes dramatically over time. For example, a $5,000 raise each year. Investing $2,500 annually at 7% over 20 years grows to over $100,000 without requiring extreme sacrifice. Meanwhile, spending that same amount each year leaves you with no lasting financial benefit, only temporary improvements in lifestyle that reset your expectations. Over 1 to 2 years, the difference feels small, barely noticeable in daily life, which is why most people underestimate its long-term impact. Over 5 to 10 years, the gap becomes visible. One path builds assets quietly, while the other builds obligations that require continuous income to sustain. Over 10 to 20 years, the difference becomes life-changing. One person gains financial flexibility, while the other remains dependent on active work. This connects to a broader system. Inflation gradually increases the cost of living, meaning expenses naturally rise even without lifestyle upgrades. If income increases are fully consumed, inflation erodes purchasing power, leaving no real financial progress despite higher nominal earnings. At the same time, assets like stocks and real estate tend to grow over long periods, widening the gap between those who invest and those who only earn. This creates a structural divide, not between high and low income, but between those who convert income into assets and those who convert income into expenses. Here's what most people don't realize. Financial freedom isn't about reaching a certain income level. It's about reaching a point where your assets generate income. That shift only happens when money is consistently redirected toward investments, rather than being absorbed into lifestyle expansion. Over time, small disciplined decisions compound into large outcomes, while small indulgences repeated consistently compound into long-term constraints. This is where the difference becomes irreversible, not because of income, but because of time, habits, and the compounding effect of each decision. Earning more can improve your life, but only if the system behind your money changes. Otherwise, it simply upgrades your lifestyle while keeping your financial position exactly where it started.